My name is Michalina Milewicz-Zalewska, and I'm a product manager at BoomBit. Why is there added PM's perspective? The thing is that I'm not from HR, so I'm talking about the onboarding into the team directly, not onboarding from like the HR's side. And PM, because I'm the PM. I'm a product manager, and I started my adventure with game dev 2 years ago. Before that, I was a physicist, and I will be working 2 years on the 14th of March, so in 2 weeks. So not a long ago, but during those short 2 years, we already had 7 onboardings in just our small team. Currently, there is 12 developers, plus me, and there were 7 onboardings. So quite a lot, because our team was growing. At some point, I think we had 5 developers, and we also have support. So a lot of new people. As a BoomBit, we are not only game developers, we are also a publishing company. We are also now have services available. And there's over 350 people on board, so still growing. By the way, headquarters are in here in Gdańsk, so you can visit us. But we're working mostly remotely, and we have a booth on the left from here, so you can visit our booth, learn more about our company, and maybe find a job as well. So starting with the question, did you ever start a new job? Everybody say aye. Yeah, surprise! Yeah, because everybody starts at some point. Everybody had their first job, their first day at work, and that's why I think this is a very universal topic, useful for everyone, both for the people that start working somewhere, and for the people that are hiring or welcoming new employees. Because even if you are a person who joins the team, you can always spread the knowledge in your team to maybe improve the processes in there. The whole talk is split into some parts. The first will be analyzing the existing onboarding, then preparation for the onboarding, the whole onboarding itself, as well as the follow-up, and we will do a quick recap. So, when you start a job, it's a lot of feelings coming to you, but the first thing that we have, okay, thanks. So the first thing that you're feeling is excitement. But you might also feel relieved that you finally found a job, and you don't want the person joining your team to lose this feeling. You want them to be excited every day, and of course, it's not always gonna be possible. But try to keep up this fire, don't let it fade. It will come helpful later when you ask them to do something. But there's also a lot of fear and anxiety. And this is normal, even if you are a professionalist after like 20 years of working. Whenever you start a new job, you don't know new people. There's new people, new places. You're not sure about the new team, whether they will like you, whether you will like them, and so on. So it doesn't matter at which point you are in your journey, professional journey, you will always have those feelings of anxiety, of fear, and overwhelm, because there's a lot of new things, new processes, new people, new knowledge, and so on. So to fight this, good onboarding is quite helpful. So first thing that you would have to do to perfect the onboarding process is first analyze what you currently have. Talk to HR if your company has HR. Talk to them. what's their perspective, how does it look from their side, at which day does the new employee reach you, when is the safety training, talk to the IT department, when this new person will receive their equipment, is it on the first day, is it the day before, maybe they already on the first day they have all the accesses, maybe they have it on the second day. So ask HR because it's crucial for you to know when this new person will reach you. Also, analyze what accesses does this person need. Of course, it will differ from one role to another because if you have a front-end developer, they're gonna need different services, different accounts than back-end developer or game developer, of course. What's important in here is noting. Write those things down so that they don't fly away somewhere, because now you know things, but you still have to talk about those things later with other people, so write those down. You can use anything. We're using Confluence, for example, for such things, but whatever is the system you're using in your company is basically fine. Second step would be settling down responsibilities. So talk to HR, schedule a meeting if you wish, ask the head of department what's their role in the onboarding. Do they have a additional welcoming meeting with new employee, or is it just you? Talk to HR and settle this down. Again, write those things down so that in future, whenever somebody is not there, you know that, for example, head of department is on vacation and you have a new employee, so then somebody has to take care of this part of onboarding instead of them, of course. Another thing would be collecting the feedback, because if you want to know what's wrong with your onboarding, ask the people who went through that. I still remember my onboarding 2 years ago. It was very different than the things that we're doing now. So even I could give feedback on the onboarding because I was onboarded once. So you can either do anonymous feedback, so make a form in Google Forms or anything like this, ask people. You can also schedule one-on-one meetings with the employees that you've hired recently. In our company, our HR is scheduling, is asking for feedback after 1-2 months since hiring. So this is additional source, but also open discussion with the whole team when there's brainstorming, when they give you ideas, come up with some creative solutions. This is also something that's very, very useful. Okay, so now that you know what's happening and what everybody thinks about your onboarding, you can start preparing for the future onboardings. So create a knowledge list and accesses list for each role separately again. Of course, there can be a part that is shared. For example, I don't know, Gmail access would be shared in all the roles, but some of the accesses will be for a specific role. So make sure that those lists are for a specific role. It will make things easier. I recommend also adding a person who can give access, because sometimes this is one access is given by IT, second one is done by you, third one is done by someone else. Somebody has to add a developer to the database, but it's again different person. So write those down so in case of your absence, people can find it and they know who to ask. And a very important thing about accesses is also that they should be listed in chronology because sometimes you need one access to get into a second system to get into the third system. So make sure that those things are in order before this new person who's already feeling very lost, very overwhelmed, they come and they ask for access to something and you're like, yeah, use your account from this service to log in, but I don't have this access. So then they go again, and they go from one room to another, like in the Polish office, you go from one window to another, and you have no idea what to do. So make sure to keep the chronology intact so that they don't feel lost even more. And another thing is the knowledge base. First thing that you should create is the list of topics or the knowledge that they should learn once they join your team. And it's not the knowledge that's required for applying, because this is a different thing. This is a competency matrix, for example, that's done by HR team. I'm talking about the knowledge that after they join, they should acquire to start working. For example, knowledge about the project or how to use some of the specific tools that you're using, where to find documentation, things like that. Also, you can ask, in case of your team, in case of your company, what's on the HR side. For example, things like in case of our company, HR is scheduling at the very beginning a meeting with a new employee, and they get all the organizational information about BoomBit, where to apply for vacation, how to track their work, and so on. So ask whether the new hire already knows this, or maybe it's on your side. Maybe you should tell them that. So this is very important to, again, ask the other teams. And after you have prepared this, a new person comes and you have to introduce them to the team. In our case, a good thing was a list of people and not just a person and their position. But also what they're specialists in. For example, we have a specialist in the native code. So then on the list, there's information. This person is specialist in the native code. Then they can help you with this. This person is good with, I don't know, advertisements. This is your person to go to ask about advertisements. Their position might be the same. But of course, different experience makes them specialists in different areas. So if you create such a list, it will be easier for a new person to learn who's who and what do they do. We're also having a call where all of the team members are introducing themselves. They say a few words about themselves, like, hi, I'm drinking black coffee, my name is, I work here for this long, and so on. It can look different in your case, of course, but it's good for this new person to not just be added to the Teams, to the Slack, to whatever you're using, and just be there. It's good to tell other people, yes, stop talking about the new hire. He's already here, you know, so that they know when to stop gossip. So yeah, so this call is helpful for both the new hire, but also for your team to meet this new person. You can also think about assigning a buddy. Perfectly, that would be the person that's on the similar or the same position, so that they can help this new person to get into things. That would be their go-to person, let's say. Role-specific plans. This is another thing that we're doing for us. That's a 7-day, 30-day, and 90-day plan. 7-day plan would be most likely setting up your environment, safety training, call with HR, introductory call, and reading documentation, because like what else can you do in the first 7 days, of course. So this is basically the same for everyone, for every team, and every role. But then you have a 30-day plan. That's something that can help you to learn whether this person is a good match for you, because that's at this moment you have to learn that. So it's this should be role specific, because then different expectations depending on the role. And 90 days can be already something that's useful for you as a team. So this can be some task that you already have planned. But ideally, that would be something that touches a lot of areas. So that's a learning opportunity for them, so that they can learn a bit about this part of project, this part of project, and this part of project. Of course, not always possible. But that would be great if you take that into account when choosing the thing that they should do. Also, ask this person whether they want to do it, because it's not always that clear. Yeah, and after they already joined, they already met your team, they started their 30 days, follow up, check on them frequently. During the first 7 days, you can ask even every day, like, hi, is everything okay? Do you need anything? Is there some access missing? Is there equipment missing? Did we forget about something? Check up on them, because, of course, this happens. And make sure that they know where to find help in case of your absence, because you can get sick, of course, or you have vacation planned. So make sure to prepare beforehand some sources or welcome message or something like this, so that they already know where to find help without you. And be available, because they don't have anybody unless you have assigned them a buddy. But if they don't have a buddy, they don't know no one in your team. So just be the person who's at least responding to their messages, because they might already feel lost. So try to ease it for them. And now a bit about preparation of the knowledge base, because if you want for this new person to easily find knowledge, you have to have a knowledge base. So first would be the list of topics that you have prepared before, and this is the things that you expect them to learn, and you can add those things that are organizational things about your company. It can be just the technical knowledge, record knowledge sharing. This is what we're doing in our team. Sometimes whenever there is a topic that someone would like to share, they are doing a workshop for the rest of the team. We record those. And then new person just comes and they can rewatch it. Simple as that, just record the meeting and you have workshops ready. Of course, they're gonna be outdated at some point. So you need a documentation, and senior developer is not a documentation. Even if the jokes are saying that senior developer is a documentation, he is not. So even essentials are useful. We have actually enormous documentation. Our team has 39 tutorials in our documentation with video tutorial even. So we have a vast knowledge base. But even essentials are useful. If you didn't start now. It's never too late. And list useful links, because of course there is no point in copying, for example, knowledge about external services. But if you have a list of external links for them to reach, it will be easier for them, and it will be simply faster than for them to Google everything themselves. Of course, they can Google themselves. But if they have everything listed in one place, it will just save time. Integration into system. It depends on what you're using. We are using Jira in our company. So we have created a checklist, first project for onboarding. Whenever there is a new person joining our team, we have a task on the board. And this task has a template of checklist with accesses that have to be granted on our side. So that we don't forget anything, and we know when this person already has everything, because sometimes some accesses take time, or you have to go to few teams to like finish the whole process. But depending if you're using Trello, ClickUp, whatever else, you can use it in various ways. It can be even a list in Google Docs with just crossing out the accesses for each person still works. Of course, it can be even done on paper, you know, like back in the days. Yeah, so to recap, first you find your role in the whole onboarding, found the bottlenecks in the onboarding, or maybe chronology was wrong, maybe something else was wrong. And you've settled down responsibilities with other members of the whole onboarding. You have prepared the knowledge base, recorded the meeting, created the list of links, prepared the system so that nothing gets forgotten. You have welcomed a new team member, and then you start again the whole cycle, because the topic was crafting the perfect onboarding process, but it's never going to be perfect. It's always, there's always room for improvement. So keep that in mind and try to find new ways to improve it, or maybe come up with some creative ways to welcome the employees. Ask your team members frequently what's their ideas, what are their feelings about the onboarding, what could have been done better, and improve every time you hire a new person. So that's all. Thank you.